Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I made a video this morning to explain my stance on what's going on in the world today. People may not be interested in my opinion, and that's fine. I mean, we all have one on what's going on in the world, and it's the lines are divided as far as what's the correct way to protest, what's the wrong way to protest, so on and so forth. And I have plenty of opinions of my own on how we should protest and go about it, none of which includes hurting anyone, just to put that out there. But um, I'm coming here because I don't want what I've said to be misconstrued and thought of as hate. I'm not a hate monger. I don't spew hate. I'm thinking about love as a whole human race. And people say that over and over, and it sounds cliche, but that's my stance on it. And when I post things that have happened to Black people in the past, I do that for awareness, for people who close a blind eye, particularly white people who close a blind eye to what we're dealing with in this country and where it stems from. The hatred towards my Black skin comes from slavery and ignorance. And I'm posting all of these different things to support that. This is why I have posts about Black Wall Street or Rosewood, Florida, or all of the pictures where Black people are being burned and white crowds standing around smiling and cheering, or Black bodies hanging from trees and white people celebrating that. So I want you to know where the basis of our struggle comes from and why we feel the way we do. Now, people are talking about rioting is not the answer. Well, you know what? We took a knee. Kaepernick took a knee, and people were like, sorry about the darkness, son. It's going in and out of clouds. And people were like, that is inappropriate. He's disrespecting the flag and all of this. And at the same time, you're telling us that our lives don't matter. You're telling us that we don't matter in this country. People fought, both white and Black, for Black people to not only be free, but to be equal. And so I'm not saying that white people did not help with the struggle, because honestly, if it weren't for white people, Black people would still be slaves. And I've said that in certain settings, and people say, well, you know what? If it wasn't for white people, Black people would have been slaves in the first place. And I get that. But someone had compassion enough to say that this is an injustice. Over 2 centuries later, they said this is an injustice. These are people, and they should not be treated this way. We did not get up off of our humps and say, hey, come together and fight this. We as slaves were divided. I mean, we were field niggas, and house niggas. We were. But some white person at some point said, this is enough. These people are suffering. What I'm seeing is an atrocity, and we need to do something. Now, we're in that state of seriousness now, of urgency now. This is an atrocity for Black lives to continue to be lost at the hands of people who are paid by our tax dollars to protect us. And everybody should be outraged, because there is no Black America. There is no white America. There's no Mexican America. There's no Islamic America. There's just Americans. You don't go to China and see different Chinese people saying, hey, I'm a dark-skinned Chinese person. I'm a light-skinned Chinese person. You don't see that. You don't see that in Africa. You don't see that in any other country except this so-called melting pot, where we are at odds because of the color of our skin, because the way we choose to believe, the people we choose to love. We find every single solitary reason to decide to hate one another. And I don't understand it. We need understanding. When we understand one another, that's when we can try to heal and try to get past all of this. So when I post the things that I post, the things that I keep putting on my Facebook, it's not to say that I hate you. It's for me to say, well, look at why we're upset. Look at where this stems from. And look what's continuing to happen. That's what we want you to see. And truth be known, we shouldn't even have to say that. We shouldn't have to beg for human decency. We shouldn't have to beg for civil liberties. We shouldn't have to beg for our lives. I don't want to have to wake up every day and wonder if when my phone rings and there's somebody calling me because my son got shot in the street or my daughter got murdered by a cop. I don't want to hear that. That's our reality. That's our reality. And if you can't understand that, or you can't empathize that, then you are in the way and you are part of the problem. And I will say that strong, just wholeheartedly. I will come at you with that. Because if you are hindering our progress, then you are a problem and you are a threat to my existence. And that is just what that is. Now, we can work together in a hand, or we can all come out with fists. And I'm serious as a heart attack. And I'm going to stand on that. And you can hate me or you can have a problem with me because of that. But how dare you tell me my life does not matter enough for me not to be able to say that I'm going to defend myself just like you would. Okay? I just want you to understand that. Y'all have a wonderful day. I've got to get ready to go to work. Mwah.